Gnosis isn't belief, it's direct self-knowledge, earned, not inherited. Not something you're told, but something you realize when all lies fall away. It's not about gods in the sky, it's about the God buried beneath your programming. The word gnosis comes from the Greek meaning to know. Not academically, existentially. To know the truth of yourself, your instincts, your fears, your patterns, your divinity. And to know it without flinching. That's what the Gnostics understood. They weren't heretics. They were psychologists before psychology. They knew the battle between good and evil doesn't play out on a battlefield. It plays out in your nervous system. That is the lower nature, you untamed. Modern neuroscience confirms what mystics have known for millennia. Your brain is layered. At the base is the reptilian complex. Fight, flight, hunger, sex, domination. Above that, the limbic system. Emotion, tribalism, attachment. And above that, the neocortex. Reason, foresight, and reflection. But these layers don't evolve together. They compete. The limbic and reptilian systems react faster than your reasoning mind. You feel before you think. You justify after you act. That's biology. And it's exactly what the Gnostic texts warned about. In the Apocryphon of John, the lower creator, the demiurge, forms a false world, mistaking himself for God. That's a metaphor for the ego, the part of you that confuses control for wisdom, reaction for awareness. For the evil of man is predictable. Evil isn't a mysterious force. It's what happens when the unconscious rules the conscious. Psychologist Stanley Milgram proved this with his obedience experiments. 65% of participants were willing to administer lethal electric shocks to another person just because an authority figure told them to. That's not psychopathy. That's ordinary people obeying without reflection. In 1971, about 10 years later, the Stanford prison experiment showed college students given power over peers rapidly become sadistic. The conclusion? The situation unlocks the shadow, not the person. This is what Gnosis confronts, the beast in you, the hidden motivator, the part of you that lies, avoids, seduces, blames, conforms, while the ego pretends to be in control. Until you know it, it runs your life. You are not what you think you are. Carl Jung, who studied Gnostic texts deeply, warned, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. This avoidance creates projection. We see evil in governments, religions, systems, but never in ourselves. Yet it's you who rationalizes your betrayal, you who chooses comfort over growth, and you who hurts others in defense of your image. This is why the Gospel of Thomas begins with, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Gnosis is not worship, it's war against the false self, the constructed ego that wants safety, validation, distraction. The Gnostics didn't preach salvation through belief. They taught liberation through direct perception, to see through the illusion. They saw the archons not as aliens or myth, but as psychic forces of fear, conformity, addiction, pride. They knew these forces hijack the mind unless consciously integrated. Today we call them trauma loops, dopamine hijacks, neural conditioning, and we're surrounded by them. Social media, news cycles, education systems suppressing intuition, religious institutions externalizing divinity. A system designed to keep you fragmented, disconnected from your knowing. Real self-knowledge changes biology. Recent studies at the HeartMath Institute found that coherent emotional states like gratitude improve heart rate variability, which regulates stress, immune function, and cognitive clarity. Meditative focus synchronizes brainwaves activating parasympathetic responses, allowing for deep reflection and pattern recognition. And trauma work, when done consciously, literally rewires the brain through neuroplasticity. So what is the path? Witness your own mind. Watch your thoughts like they're not yours. Study your impulses. Every reaction points to something unconscious. Face your shame, pride, fear, envy, not to judge, but to see. Detach from false identity, the one built on approval, image, fear of loss. And return to what watches, the still, silent awareness beneath it all. You won't like what you see at first. The ego dies hard. But what's left is real. And once you see it, no one can unsee it for you. Gnosis isn't enlightenment, it's the death of ignorance, the end of pretending, the beginning of true power. The power to no longer be controlled by lies, by fear, by the parts of yourself that used to run the show. Humanfluence, out.